All right. Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. Good day, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. Ready for a wonderful new year. There will be a lot of changes next year, especially in the crypto space. Kind of just wanted to have a little video, just going to just a little encouragement video, and also a fair warning, and how to prepare ourselves for next year. So a lot of things are going to be happening next year. By the way, before I start this, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just a regular human being. I'm not a professional of anything. So please heed my words as you will. Um, so, first and foremost, next year, cryptocurrency. We all know that for the last couple of years, there's been like a little foundation. Every year, there's been more and more foundation of what has led up to this point. We see that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are now gaining attention. Ethereum has definitely been rising. Bitcoin has been rising a lot as well. Obviously, really the sky is the limit. Space is the limit for Bitcoin. So, yeah, we all know what's going to happen. What we don't know is how countries, states, and especially in the United States of America, are going to react to all of these things. There's going to be a whole lot of changes within our financial system. So, when there's a lot of changes within our financial system, that means there are going to be changes in our culture as well, which means that there's going to be changes in our daily lives as well. So, I know that there's and not to bring it up, but I hate saying it, but there's a ripple effect that's going to happen because of the success of Bitcoin, and because of the success of cryptocurrency, and also blockchain technology as a whole. So, um, I'm really looking forward to next year. I know next year is going to be a wonderful year. I know a lot of people are going to make a whole lot of money. I've made a video on my way of my what I plan on doing as far as my cash out strategy is concerned. So if you guys want to take a look at that, that's fine. Just to kind of bounce some ideas off of me, but also, hey, I want you guys to be encouraged, and not just from a financial point of view, but also from a excuse me, but also from a mental point of view as well. We're getting to a point to where our countries have been divided, and the world is becoming closer and closer. And there has been a lot of oh, what is the word? Uh, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, there's a gap between the rich and the poor. And now that this new financial system is coming in, there's going to be even a further gap of the knowledgeable and the unknowledgeable. And then there's going to be another subsection of the wise and the unwise. Okay. The reason why I'm bringing this up, and the reason why I'm saying this, is because of the fact that you don't have to be just because you're poor don't mean you have to be an idiot. I don't really understand the mentality of a lot of people that think that all poor people are dumb, not intelligent, unwise. There are a lot of situations that happen in this world, and things that happen in our lives that prevent everyday people. We live in a world currently to where you have to be lucky. Even if you have all the knowledge in the world, if you're not lucky enough to move forward. Now, not obviously not everybody, but really, this everything revolves around you lucking up and being either born in money, born in the right family, having great parents, having great families, being educated, having the opportunities. Having lines of opportunities. Some people don't even get a chance to have opportunities. And so no matter how smart or how intelligent you are, those opportunities will never be there. And I'm not going to get too much into it because obviously certain people have more opportunities than others. So that's just the reality of the world today. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that just because you are poor or don't have a lot of money, or like myself, doesn't mean that you can't educate yourself. Doesn't mean that you can't set yourself up for the future. Because what needs to happen It's people like myself, and I'm not saying that you guys are like this or anyone else is like this, but people who are like myself, who don't make a lot of money, but survive and use their money wisely, and try to get ahead and educate themselves so that they can live a better life and have a better future for themselves. That is the most important thing that you can do for yourself. Next year, out of all the foundations that's been happening in the cryptocurrency space, and it's been a long time. 3 years is a long time to wait for a bull run. I couldn't imagine the stock market having a sideways to bear bear market for 3 years straight. It's just unfathomable. But anyway, they governments won't allow that to happen anyway. But that's neither here nor there. The thing about it is that it's been a long time in the cryptocurrency space, and finally adoption is starting to come up. So next year we're going to see what coins are going to make it. We're going to see a great divide. We're going to see a divide between great cryptocurrency projects and poor cryptocurrency projects. We're going to see possibly new cryptocurrency projects that will make an immediate impact, not a future project type thing, but an immediate impact onto our economy, our society. And so my encouragement to you, and I just want to encourage everyone to please, 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 I always say this in all my videos, please do your own research. But not just do your own research, really take a look at your life and how you want to move forward. Because if you look at your life and you look at how you're going to do things, you need to set up things to where you're going to be successful in the future. We all have different paths in life. We all want different things. We all, I don't know what's important in everyone's specific life. But the main thing is that when we're looking at our lives, we really need to take a hard look at our life and find out what we really want. And then we need to go ahead and we need to reach for it and we need to get there. Now, obviously, when a lot of people don't realize this, but it's the truth. Once once society changes the way they think about finances and what they think about money, then we're going to start ushering in a new type of income, a new type of ways of living. And I know some of you might get turned off by this, but we're gonna really start be looking at we're really going to start looking at UBI, universal basic income, because we're living in a world to where, okay, this is the year 2020. Should we really be having issues with people going hungry? Should we really be having issues with people not being able to bathe whenever they want to? Be clean? Like, these are things that it shouldn't be difficult for people to do. People's water shouldn't be turned off because they can't afford to pay their water bill, or they can't afford to pay whatever bill it is. We're living in a world, and we're getting to a world to where, and by the way, this is my speculation, so now I'm getting into the speculation part. Now, the UBI is not speculation. We're getting close to that. Every single day, we're getting close to universal basic income, and we're going to find that to be true, especially as we see cryptocurrency evolve. We see already that with Bitcoin, and it's going to happen with Ethereum, that only the rich people are going to be in there, and only the educated, because a lot of times the rich people are educated, but they're not. Some rich people are rich because of the fact that because of the fact that a lot of rich people will be a lot of rich people are rich because they are educated, and a lot of rich people stay rich because they are educated, and a lot of poor people stay poor because they're not educated. And we have to get rid of that fact. I know I keep going in circles with this, but it's the absolute truth. You have to educate yourself. You have to educate yourself, okay? Because nobody else is going to do it for you. Just to give you a great example, like I told you guys, I was talking to my cousin about basketball. She wants to play basketball, everything else between. She's on varsity basketball team, all that good stuff. The point is that when she's playing ball, I asked her, I said, hey, You say you like playing basketball. Okay, so you're on the varsity basketball team. Let me ask you something. How many times did you YouTube how to dribble properly? How many times did you YouTube fundamentals of basketball? You know what she told me? Not even one. Not even one time. That, and it's not a knock on her, but it's a knock on how we think about life in general. If you want to find something, if you want to be better at something, if you want to do something, hell, you can even be a doctor and not even have a doctorate degree. Really, you can. You can have better skills than a doctor and education than a doctor can, but just by learning and educating yourself. All of this information is free here on YouTube, on Google, on wherever social platform you can go to other countries. You can learn a whole lot of different things. So when we're talking about education, you don't have to have money to be educated. And the problem is that we often think, and also, managers and businesses and of businesses and CEOs, and they're like, oh, this guy can't fill this position because he doesn't have, this whole, you guys know the whole rock between the rock and the hard place. Oh, well, you need the experience to work here. You have the education, but you don't have the experience. You have the experience, but you don't have the education. That type of stuff. We really have to get rid of that. And I believe that in the future, that's going to change. So what's going to happen is that we're going to start looking at energy and contributing to society differently. And I know that's like some people, especially here in America, are like, wow, that's a really socialist type of viewpoint. But the reality of it is that we have to look at different ways of surviving in this world, of getting together. There's no reason why people who are educated in China and Chinese people can't get together with the top rated scientists in America, who can't get with the top scientists in Israel, or the top scientists in Africa or Congo or whatever, wherever, excuse me, Brazil, whatever it is. Why are we so separated? What's happening? The fact of the matter is that our governments have been taking control of everything, and now governments are starting to lose control. And that's what the main thing is about. I need everyone to please be aware that governments are about to lose control, and it's going to happen at a very rapid pace, and they're not going to know how to handle it. And what you have to do is you have to educate yourself, whatever country you're in, and be able to read the signs of whatever's going on and be able to adjust yourself. When people ask me 4 years ago, oh, well, what are going to happen if Trump wins, or if this person wins, everything? I tell people all the time, I mean, everyone who knows me, I tell them, I say, hey, look, guess what? I don't care. I'm adjusting my life to whoever's in the presidency. Now, I do care. I do vote and all that good stuff. But my point is that whoever wins or whoever comes in office, I'm educating myself and knowing what they're going to do, what they're going to support, and what moves they're going to make within the law. So I can't stress this enough. It is your life that you need to take care of. And if you want to take care of your life, you have to understand how you live your life, what you want in life, and you do your research on your own life. Look at your own personality. Look at everything. And then for some of us who are going to be making money from cryptocurrency, because there will be a lot of people making a whole lot of money from cryptocurrency, especially if they, oh my God, if and when there's an altcoin season and it pops off, I am telling you, please wise up. Understand that we are getting into survival mode. Right now is not the time. Right now is not the time to, I don't know. I can't talk for other people's lives. But with the governments starting to really understand that they're losing power, and now I believe next year in 2021, they're really going to start understanding, oh, that technology, this technology, oh, that popped out right in front of us. I didn't know that was going to happen. They're losing control, people. And they're going to, governments, Mock my words, governments are going to try to maintain control some way, somehow. They're going to try, but they're going to lose. At the end of the day, the people will win every single time. And all of these unnecessary wars, and I do call them unnecessary, and I have my reasons for calling them unnecessary. We're not going to get into that. All these unnecessary wars from these countries, all of these, the separation of cultures and everything else in between, it's really sad. It's really sad. We are human beings and we're trying to live on this earth. And I'm sorry, but if you haven't realized how disparity, that's the word, there's a disparity, great disparity between the rich and the poor. It just popped in my head. But if you haven't realized how great of an what's the word, it's not really uneducated. It's really how our government, and I'm speaking only for the United States. I don't want to talk about other countries because they're not my country. They don't understand. They're passing a stimulus check for $600. These people have been out of work. A lot of people have been out of work, out of everything for 4 to 5, 6, 7, even 8 months. It's almost been a year now. And since COVID happened, a lot of people have lost their jobs. They've lost their main income. They've lost their homes. A lot of these things, and the government said, "Hey, here's $600." I know that a lot of you might not understand from other countries what $600 does in America, but for $600, you can possibly buy 2 large screen TVs. I would say about around 45 inch because they're around $300 or so, give or take, depending on where you shop at. 45, 50 inch TVs. Rent. The average rent is possibly $1,000. You guys are going to be seeing a different background soon because I'm moving. So, but you guys will see that I'm in an apartment place. I just moved in, and yeah, the average is about $1,000, and that's for a 1 bedroom where I live. Ever in the country areas, I would say about $700, $800. And then if you really, if you really want to uh, have like a expensive or really nice apartment, yeah, it's definitely gonna rent you $1,500 to $2,000 a month. So now, if you're looking at that, if you're looking at that type, and the government says, hey, you know what, we're gonna give you $600. We're gonna protect the American people, and we're gonna give you $600. Wow, thank you. This is why people are going to start not supporting the government as much as the government will think, because once you start treating people like start throwing them bones like they're animals, like they're little dogs, because that's how I see it. You're throwing it. You're throwing like little treats and stuff like little dogs, and people are starting. They're grabbing it and things like that. And a lot of people are upset, and they're realizing that, wait a second, this is year 2020, and you mean to tell me we don't have the education, the knowledge, the wisdom, the technology to have better lives for ourselves on average? Now, honestly, it really shouldn't have gotten to this point, but let's be honest here. Most people in general don't think proactively. They react to everything. Because if you try to think proactively, now you're changing things that don't need to be changed. Because that's the way it's always been done. So yeah, I know that was a little bit of a sad rant, but I do want you guys to understand, hey, there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel. How you use that light is going to be up to you. Like I said, there's a lot of positive things in the crypto space that's going to happen. And honestly, I I can't wait for it. It's gonna be a very good year next year. Even if I roll over and die, it's still gonna be a good year next year for everybody. So, um, the last thing I wanted to bring up, before I go, because I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days. I'm gonna be moving, but the last thing I want to bring up, we have a so we have a lot of YouTubers out there, and I don't blame them, but we have a lot of YouTubers out there. They only talk about certain projects. They only talk about like the major projects that are going to make it. And I know many of you are like, why are they doing that? Well, I'll tell you why they're doing that. We had a 3-year bear market, and in 2017, when everything crashed, we had YouTubers falling off the edge. We had, people being discouraged, um, and then a lot of YouTubers that were praising a certain coin or whatever, it became trash. And now they're like, well, we're not going to make that same mistake again. So we're just going to have news on popular news on what's going on. And while that's great and everything, the reality of it is that if you want to get ahead, you're going to have to do a little bit deeper. So my goal is to try to dig a little bit deeper into the rabbit hole. And what I mean by that is paying attention to the technology that's out there that's actually going to be changing our society, not just from a cryptocurrency space, but from space as a whole. And obviously, blockchain technology is starting to create that disruption. So going back to what I was saying about the other YouTubers, can't really blame them because they want to talk about the major projects and the projects that are for sure going to make it. And then some of them that talk about the projects that just do evaluations and stuff like that, like I do like look at certain projects. We're getting to a point, people, to where we're getting to the nitty gritty, and it would be nice to be able to dig a little bit deeper into many other projects out there, because there are some great projects out there. The problem is we can't find them. They're very few and far in between. So, but anyway, that's all I wanted to hit you guys up with. I want you guys to have a wonderful new year. I want you guys to have a positive outlook. I know things are I know things look grim from an economic standpoint, and I know things are about to get real, which they are, but that doesn't mean that you have to be susceptible to the things that are going to be happening. You can be like a chameleon, adjust, adapt, blend in, move forward. Really. So, anyway, have a wonderful day. I might make another video today after the game to talk about Holochain, and I had someone ask me a question about Holochain and Holo Fuel and the hot token. So there's going to be more on that. I apologize for not responding. I'm also planning on making a video on Celsius. Someone asked me to take a look at Celsius. I kind of already knew about Celsius. Actually, there's a YouTuber. I forgot his name. If you want to know about Celsius, I looked that up, and I put it in the link below. But he talks about Celsius. He's a huge Celsius fan, thoroughly. So I mean, that's wonderful and that's great. I mean, I have no qualms with leading other people to other YouTubers, because they've actually already done like really deep research on the project. So there's really no reason for me to reiterate that when somebody has actually done it and done it thoroughly and better. So I have looked at those videos. I have looked at Celsius. I'm not really a huge fan of Celsius, although I know Celsius is going to make it. I do like Celsius probably going to rise up and go through this whole bull run and everything else in between. But there's a reason why I'm not really a Celsius person. But I'm going to do a little bit more research. We're going to go make a video. I'm going to make a video on it, and we'll talk about it. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Take it easy and have a wonderful new year. Stay safe, and please stay out of trouble, people, and don't drink too much.